What is up, guys? It's the Football Take Slayer back here again, making another tier list. Today, we're going to be focusing on the defensive transfers this Premier League season so far. In here, we're including left backs, center backs, right backs, and goalkeeper transfers. Again, this is the type of business you want to get done early. You want to shore up your back four and your goalkeeper. You want to shore up that spine of your team as early as you can in these types of transfer windows. And you can see from all these transfers, there's been a good amount done. So let's get into it. First, we have Christian Mosquera. I'm going to be putting him in at A tier. Again, if someone's ranked higher than someone else in these tiers, that doesn't mean they're a better player. That means they are better for the situation they are going into. They're providing more value. Christian Mosquera could be an S tier talent, but he's not going to be playing. You have Gabriel, you have Calafiori, you have Saliba all in front of him. But I think the reason why I'm putting him in at A tier, even though I don't think he's going to be playing, is you got him for 15 million euro, so the fee is excellent. He's 21 years old. He started pretty much every game for the last 2 seasons. He's amazing on the ball. He's great at progressively carrying the ball. He's great at progressively passing the ball. I think he's actually, weirdly enough, worse at defending than he is on the ball. But you're assuming that'll come with time and with shadowing players like Gabriel and Saliba. You'll learn to be better defensively placed, but you can't learn that on the ball confidence to drive past players. So I think the project and the idea behind Mosquera is he's young, he's got some experience, he's great on the ball, and he'll learn behind 2 of the best defenders in Europe. So I'm going to put him in at A tier, even though I don't think he's going to have much of an impact this season at all. Coming up next is another Arsenal signing, Kepa for backup goalkeeper. I'm going to put him in at B tier. Again, 6 million euro from Chelsea. That's great fee. He's had so much experience in the Premier League. So you're getting a Premier League proven player, 30 years old, which for a goalkeeper is basically you entering your prime. And again, this is just a pretty normal backup goalkeeper signing. If David Raya were to get hurt, you're not ecstatic about having Kepa as your backup, but you're not upset either. This is someone that can come in a little worse on the ball, but he's a better shot stopper. He's a little bit taller than Raya. So I think he can come in and do a pretty decent job as a backup, which is why I'm going to be putting him in at B tier. And coming up next is Yasin Özkan, signing for 7 million euro from Turkey to Aston Villa. I'm going to be putting him in at A tier as well with Christian Mosquera because, again, I don't think he's going to play that much this season. I think that Aston Villa has a pretty sure defensive back four already that they're going to be coming into the season with. I don't think he'll break into it, but a 7 million euro fee, 19 years old. He started a bunch of games the last 2 seasons. So this is someone with experience. You're not getting a 19-year-old that's never played. This is someone who's been playing in his league. And this is just a safe fee for an experienced youngster. If he comes and 2 seasons from now he starts and he just can't hack it in the Premier League, you'll get more than 7 million euro for him. So I think this is a safe bit of business, really, really smart. So I'm putting him in at A tier. And next up is Petrovic. I'm going to actually be putting him in at S tier when it comes to this signing for Bournemouth. So 29 million from Chelsea, 25 years old. Really, really quality in League One last year in France. Amazing shot stopper, and he's really great on the ball as well. He's so great on the ball. He's extremely young when it comes to a goalkeeper. This basically solves the goalkeeper issue at Bournemouth for the next 5 years minimum. And, they had Beto. They let him go on loan. That's been a little bit of an issue. They haven't been too amazing at goalkeeper in the last couple of years. Last year, they brought in Kepa on loan. He had to go back, and now he's sold to Arsenal. They needed to solve this issue. You can't keep having stopgap goalkeepers for every year. And signing someone who, like Petrovic, which is 25 years old and just had a quality season in League One, I think that's an amazing bit of business. Moving on next to Traffer for from League One to Bournemouth. I'm also putting him in at S tier. This is a 23-year-old left back that they were able to sign for 14 million euro from Rennes. He is such a great attacking fullback. He is so great at creating chances. He's pretty much a Kirkez clone. Obviously a bit to be desired defensively, but just Kirkez does as well. And Kirkez was still amazing in that system. So I think Traffer coming in is going to just be just as good as Kirkez, but they were able to sell Kirkez for 47 million euros, and now you're replacing him for 14 million euros. I think that's a great bit of business. Still 23, still really young. He can come in, he can provide assists. He has a little bit of an eye for a goal. He's going to have a great season, I believe. And you're not even going to really notice that Kirk has left. The center backs that have left Bournemouth, you'll notice. But the left back Kirk is leaving, I think Trafford is going to do a great job. Moving in next is Coyote for Brentford. They have brought him back. They signed him for 18 million euros from Fiorentina. 21 years old, played a lot towards the end of the season. Last season for Brentford, was really solid at that right back position. Really solid defensively. Pretty decent still going forward. Has a long throw in, which they really use to their advantage at Brentford. So I think he fits the system really, really well. And again, 21 years old for 18 million euros. He's already proven he can handle the Prem. So you're kind of getting a Premier League proven player, even though he only was there for a season on loan. I think it's a great bit of business, and no one's going to be upset at it. He's going to be the 100% the starting right back for a majority of the season. And then moving in to another Brentford signing in Calvert-Lewin, 15 million euros fee from Liverpool to Brentford. I'm putting him in at S tier as well. I think, again, this is an example of being able to sell your goalkeeper. They sold Mark Flecken, who is 32 years old, to Bayer Leverkusen for a large fee, and they were able to replace him with that money for a 26-year-old goalkeeper that plays for Liverpool. And although he never starts above Alisson, the games he did play, because Alisson was injured, you didn't notice a difference. Calvert-Lewin is amazing. He's a great goalie. He was the best backup goalie in the Prem for the last 2 seasons, and now he's going to a team where he could start and he could really show that he's quality. He's 26 years old. Again, that's not even prime for goalkeepers. So you are solving that goalkeeper issue for the next 5 years, which I think is an amazing bit of business. Mark Flecken honestly left a lot to be desired in my eyes. He was kind of touted as this great on the ball goalkeeper. I don't even think he was that amazing on the ball, and then shot stopping a lot left to be desired. So I think replacing him with Calvert-Lewin was a great bit of business. And now we move on to Goalkeeper signing for Brighton. I'm also just going to put this at S tier. I think this is such an amazing signing. I am so excited to watch him play in the Prem. 24 years old, 20 million euro fee for one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world right now. He is amazing on the ball. He is a great goal threat. He's in like the top 95 percentile of every aspect of being an attacking fullback. He is in a great assist threat. He's decent defensively. Again, this is more of an attacking fullback. He has a little bit left to be desired defensively, but you're not signing him for him to be this lockdown left back. You're signing him as this guy that's going to be providing a lot of chances going forward. And I think he's definitely an upgrade on Estupinian. Estupinian's been getting injured a lot recently. He also just hasn't been playing that well when he does play. So I think this is a great signing. I think he's going to come in and just be really a player that you're going to have to game plan around, because this guy going forward is going to be an issue. Moving up next is Hartman for Burnley. I'm going to be putting him in at B tier. This is from Feyenoord to Burnley. He has a great left foot, one really, really quality left foot. 9 million euro fee, which is honestly great business. He hasn't been appearing too much for Feyenoord in the last 2 years. He doesn't start every game. He's actually pretty decent aerially. I think he's about like 6 foot, so he's decent aerially, but actually defensively not the best. He's pretty great going forward. Again, a lot of these left back and right back signings have been just very, very attacking signings, which I love to see. I think I'm putting it in at B tier because I think it's okay business. I think the fee's not bad. I just don't know, if you're not amazing in the Eredivisie, I don't know how much you'll be able to show your skills going to the Prem. And then if you're an attacking fullback signing for a team that just got promoted, I don't even know how many times you'll be able to show how good you are in the attacking sense, because you're going to be defending so much. But I think he's still quality. I think at minimum he'll be at least average, which is why I'm putting him in at B tier. Moving up next is Borna Sosa for Crystal Palace. I'm just putting him at D tier. Honestly, he was purchased from Ajax, I think, for like 5 million euro. He was on loan at Torino last year. He's 28 years old. He's really just not great going forward. He's not great defensively. He's really not even that great on the ball. He just has like a really great work ethic. He's somewhat of an athlete, works really hard. This just seems like a pretty standard depth signing in case Tyreek Mitchell gets hurt. You could put him in at C tier. I just don't even. I think you could have gotten a younger, more attacking, or just more potential fullback in for Crystal Palace, and he can shadow Tyreek Mitchell for years. I don't love the Sosa signing, so I have to put that in at D tier. Kirkez, I'm going to be putting him in. Honestly, it's a toss up between A and B tier. I'm going to be putting him in at B tier. Listen, I know he had a great season at Bournemouth last year. 21 years old, really, really young. 47 million euro fee, I think, is a lot. He's above average going forward. He's pretty below average defensively. He's somewhat defensively sound. He's not amazing, though. He kind of had one of the best center back partnerships, ironically, even though they were at Bournemouth, in almost in Europe with Heisen and Zabarani. They were just so great. I think they kind of covered for Kirkez a lot. I don't know how much he can really defend. I think the attacking sense is a little bit over-exaggerated. He's not this super attacking fullback like Frimpong is. He's above average, but he's not anything insane attacking-wise. I have to just put it at B tier. I don't think it's going to be a bad signing. I don't think it's going to be amazing. I don't think it's going to be like Andrew Robertson when he first came over and him and Trent were running the Prem in those fullback positions. And then moving on to Frimpong, I'm also going to be putting him at B tier. And he's 24 years old, 40 million euro fee. I think it's not a bad fee for Frimpong. Leverkusen to Liverpool. He's amazing on the ball. He's basically also just like the Goalkeepers, one of the best attacking fullbacks in all of world football. But I think he's terrible defensively. He's like just as bad as Trent Alexander-Arnold, if not worse. And I genuinely just don't know where he's going to play, which is why I don't love the signing, because he couldn't play right back at Bayer Leverkusen. That also just wasn't fully the system, but they kind of catered the system around him where he was really a wing back, almost a winger in 90% of the games. So he's definitely not a traditional right back. He's more of a wing back, but that's not how Liverpool played last season. You know, they can obviously try to alter their system for this coming year, but I don't know how much I believe that they'll do that. They just won the Prem. Why would you alter your system just for Frimpong? So Connor Bradley's a really good player too, playing behind. He might start over Frimpong. Is this more of he might come in at right wing? I genuinely don't know. I think if this is just an out-and-out right back signing, I don't love it. But I think the quality of the player is so good and the fee is reasonable. I understand it. But at this point, I just have to put it at B tier. Coming up next is Ait Nouri for Manchester City. I'm putting that at A tier. Ait Nouri is 24 years old, 37 million euro fee. We know where he's going to play. He's a left back. He's great on the ball. Again, another offensively great fullback signed in this transfer window. He's also great getting into tackles. He sometimes lacks positional awareness. At times, you saw that against the Saudi team in the Club World Cup, where he was kind of getting torched a little bit. He was a little bit out of his defensive positioning. But the reason why I like this signing so much is I think he's great going forward, and Manchester City always has a solid base. Countering them isn't the easiest. So I think he's going to be able to show his attacking sense. But I also just love that this puts Gvardiol more in the center back. Like now Gvardiol gets to come and play the traditional center back role that he was made to play from the beginning. So I really, really love that. He was playing left back last season because he had to. I think he's more of a very, very good on the ball center back. So now we get to see that. So I think this signing is amazing just because of that as well. And now we move on to Diego Leon. I'm going to put this in at C tier. 18 years old to Manchester United. You know, he's very young, very raw. He was very cheap though as well, so I'm not upset at it. You've seen from preseason, he's a really great athlete. He works really hard. He's aggressive defensively. He's a pretty standard South American player. I think Dorgu's going to be starting at left wing back. I think either Ahmad or Diego Dallo are going to be starting at right wing back. I don't think he's going to have much of an impact this season at all, and I just don't think he has that type of potential like Ozcan and Mosquera has in this. And that's why I'm putting those people at A tier. I just don't see the exact potential. I think he lacks a bit on the ball. He's more of just a really, really great athlete who's really, really aggressive, which for Ruben Amorim's system is kind of what you want. But I don't know if Ruben Amorim is going to be here next season. And now you might have a player that fits a system that you're not playing anymore. So that's why I'm a little bit lower on him. Moving into Reynaldo, I'm going to be putting him in at B tier. 31 years old from Atletico Madrid to Sunderland on a free, which is great business. He lacks a lot going forward, but he's very defensively solid. He wins a lot of duels. He's decent on the ball. He's always making the correct pass. He's the type of signing a promoted team like Sunderland genuinely need, which is why I'm putting it in at B tier. If you're able to get an experienced player, he's been playing Atletico Madrid for like 4 or 5 years now, and he plays well when he's there. He's not amazing attacking, but you kind of want a more defensively solid left back or right back when you are a promoted team, because you're not going to be going forward that often. So having someone that's really solid, I like it. I just don't think he is that amazing defensively, and then he's also just really lackluster going forward, which is why I'm putting him in at B tier. But on a free, he has this experience. I think he'll be able to do a great job at Sunderland, which is why it's B tier. Next up is one of the most exciting players I've seen, which is Luka Vuskovic. I'm putting him in at A tier. I think he could be an S tier signing, but I just don't know if Thomas Frank's going to be willing to play him from the get-go. But this kid is 18 years old from Croatia, 11 million euro fee. He really seems like a top talent. This kid is great on the ball. He's amazing on the ball. He's just like Christian Mosquera on the ball, but he's also great defensively. He's better than Mosquera defensively. And he's 6'4", so he's genuinely a really great goal threat from corners. And he's scored a lot, albeit in the Croatian league, but he's scored a lot from corners. In the preseason when we were watching him play, he was playing amazing. He played amazing. I would love to see them give him the chance to start within the first 10 games, because I think he could be a Romero replacement if you want to let him go, or he could partner with Romero. I think he's just as good as Van de Ven, if not better. So I would love to see him get some playing time. Moving in next is Kyle Walker to Burnley on a free. Honestly, it's on a free, which is why I don't dislike it. And you're bringing in Premier League experience, which I appreciate. You're a promoted team. You need that Premier League experience. You need that solid defensive four. I just think Kyle Walker's a bit past it, man. Again, I don't know. Maybe he'll be able to come into Burnley and do a bit of a job, but he just seems past it. He no longer has that pace to make up for his bad defensive positioning. So before he was able to be in a bad defensive position, but he can run back and catch up to anybody because he's the paciest player in the world, if not one of them. But now he's 35. The pace is kind of gone. He was never the best defensively. I think he could be a B tier type signing, but I'm going to put him in at C tier. I don't think this is going to change much for Burnley than if they were to just start their traditional right back that they started in the championship this season. And finally is Kyle Walker-Peters. I'm going to be putting him in at A tier. I think he's going to be coming in playing right wing back for West Ham, 28 years old, so basically in his prime. I think it was around like a 15 million euro fee, which isn't anything crazy. He basically fixes a position they've been struggling with since Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's been playing great for West Ham. He's been playing at left back a lot of the times because their left backs had a lot to be desired. Emerson just wasn't playing well. So he's been playing at left back. They might keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left back. So Kyle Walker-Peters now comes in at right wing back, which will fix the Koufal problem, because Koufal has been terrible for them recently. Starting him has just been such a big issue. So now your wing backs are solved. You have Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left wing back, who's a solid defensive player in the Prem, who's been proving it now for seasons. And now you have Kyle Walker-Peters. He came off an okay season at Southampton, always been rated decently highly. I feel like even 3 years ago, he was having links to like Manchester City and teams of that nature. So he's a good player. So now your right wing back is sorted. He's good He's pretty decent defensively. He's pretty good on the ball. And you'll have your left wing back sorted with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, or you could flip him. Kyle Walker-Peters can play left wing back as well. So this is a pretty versatile signing that I really do enjoy. I think it'll bring some solidarity and some attacking threat to West Ham, which they really need because they've been struggling so much recently. So This is what I think so far, guys. Let me know. I'll be adding to this list throughout the season. So if you see any more goalkeeper and defender signings, I'll update this list. But for now, this is what I think. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you, guys.